Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long day. As I told all of you, I had a meeting this evening that I had to attend. That lasted for 2 straight hours. And we were talking about you all. That was the SATCOM weekly meeting, and we were talking about all of you. So, what I was letting them know from the very beginning is SATCOM started out to help individuals gain control of their securities. Now, the only way to do that, ladies and gentlemen, is within the structure that's already been put in place. We were not trying to create a new process. We were going to work within the system. Why? Because the system was created for us to do so. You heard me mention that in the telephone call in the previous video. Now, that being the case, I need to show you something that I showed you first in 2012. We're going to deal with something, we're going to deal ITIES. We're going to deal with the Act of May 12th, 1933. Now, I want you to understand something. Many of you are not going to want to read the Act of May 12th, 1933. And the reason why you're not going to want to read it is because it's only 2 pages long. The Act of May 12th, 1933, 2 pages long. I'll put the link in the description this time. Because it's 2 pages long, many of you, your attention span don't last long enough for you to focus on 2 pages. But I want you to look for necessities of life because it's there twice. This is a declaration of emergency, not by the president, but by Congress. Now, people are going to say, well, no, that act ended. No, the act didn't end. Okay, the act did not end. What ended was the Federal Emergency Relief Administration. Okay, Reconstruction Finance Corporation was also created as a result of this act, but notice what the act was for. Section 721, Declaration of Emergency. The Congress hereby declares, that's right, Congress declared an emergency, that the present economic depression has created a serious emergency. Oh my goodness, is it serious? Due to widespread unemployment and increasing inadequacy of state and local relief funds, resulting in the existence and threatened deprivation of a considerable number of families and individuals of the necessities of life, and making it imperative that the federal government cooperate more effectively with the several states and territories and District of Columbia in furnishing relief to their needy and distressed people. May 12th, 1933, 48 Stat 55. Okay? Just want y'all to know this was the law. Now we only care about section 721. There's another section we're gonna go to. What's that section? 724. Grants to states terms and conditions amounts out of the fund of the Reconstruction Finance Corporation. Who's the Reconstruction Finance Corporation today? That's for you all to find out, because that's where the funds for your necessities were allocated to come from. Could it have changed? Yes, it could have changed by now. That's for you all to research. Do you want us to get back with you when we find out? Yeah, you could do that. That would be helpful. Then I'll let everybody else know what you all found out. Why? You don't have the time to do this? You better believe I do not have the time to do this research. My job is to point this out to you. I pointed it out in 2012, and nobody paid attention to me in 2012 when I pointed out this short act. May 12th, 1933. Necessities of life. Hold on. 724. Grants to states terms and condition. Oh my goodness, it's an agreement. Yes, it's a contract. Hold on. Amounts out of the funds of the Reconstruction Finance Corporation made available by this chapter. This chapter, 724. The administrator is authorized to make grants to the several states to aid in meeting the cost of furnishing relief. Wait a minute. They give the money to the states? That's right. To furnish relief for what? Well, we'll find out in a second, but you need to understand that's what the birth certificate is about. That's why the states receive money for each birth certificate. Why not Social Security number? Because this was 1933. There were no Social Security numbers in 1933. Oh, let's continue, okay? Relief and work relief. There are two types of relief. Oh, man, I had some Pepto-Bismol and the relief I got from Pepto. Oh, not that kind of. Oh, okay, my bad. Anyway, and in relieving, oh, there's a third type of relief. The hardship and suffering caused by unemployment in the form of money. Give me my money. Give me my money. I'm unemployed. Give me my money. I want my money. Sorry. Service. I want me some services. Give me some service. No, give me some service. Bring me my cup of water. Sorry. Materials. Madonna, you were right. You're just a woman. Anyway, sorry, she was and is, okay? And or commodities. To provide the necessities of life to persons in need as a result of the present emergency. And or to their dependents, whether resident, transient, or homeless. I just had a conversation with people. What's the definition of a homeless? Anybody know what a definition of homeless is? Ah, you're wrong. Somebody said a person without residency. Technically, you're right, but you're wrong. Somebody said a person without a domicile. Oh, there you go. What you say, young man? How old are you? 9. What you say? You say a person without a home. Oh, man, right there on the nose, mouths of babes. A homeless person is a person who does not have a home, ladies and gentlemen, because the government considers your not being without a home as being deprived of the necessities of life. See, having a home is a necessity. Just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why the government made your promissory note securities. That's why promissory notes are necessary. Pay attention for the purchase of a home. Now, don't worry about these figures, ladies and gentlemen, because they say this was supposed to end after 2 years. No. No, 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 no. After October 1st, 1933, notwithstanding provisions of subsection B, an unexpended balance of the amounts available for the purpose of the section may, and at the discretion of the administrator, with the approval of the president, be available for grants under subsection C. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you guys to understand that this act did not end in 1933. Provisions ended, but not the act itself, because the emergency is still ongoing. Now, see, any state can make an application. Any state desiring to obtain the funds. Do not the states apply for federal grants? Go ahead, just type it in Google. State applies for federal grant. Put California, New York, Chicago, Illinois applies for federal grant. Look, the administrator, upon approving a grant to any state, shall so certify the Reconstruction Finance Corporation, which shall accept upon revocation of a certificate by the administrator, make payments without delay to the state. Who makes the payments to the states now, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all need to understand, this hasn't changed. Since 1933, it just went to a different department, different division, different agency. The policy hasn't changed. But remember, they are supposed to provide. Well, we do provide shelter for the homeless. No, you don't provide that. Nonprofit organizations provide that. You see, it didn't say you were supposed to provide me shelter. It said that you were to give me relief from homelessness. So the only release you can give a homeless person is to provide them a home. The only relief you can give a person without work is to provide them a job. But this says that they are supposed to be receiving money, not penny ante money that keeps them further destitute in poverty, because this was supposed to relieve poverty. So you cannot give me just enough to remain in poverty. You have to give me what I need to come out of poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe me, go and do the research. That's what this information is for. Look, it's been here. I told you guys about this. You keep hearing me say May 12th, 1933. At times I made the mistake of saying March 12th because May and March in my head, M-A-R-M-A-Y, the same thing. Okay? But you always heard me say 12th. 12th. Okay? And since you've heard me say that, I want to go ahead and emphasize, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. That's what all of you should be doing. You should be studying laws like this. Ladies and gentlemen, you should be finding out who the Reconstruction Finance Corporation is today. Now, I will give you the Federal Emergency Relief Administration. They became the Work Relief Administration, WRA. That's where everybody was giving government jobs and building houses and constructing this and constructing that, and the Washington Monument and all of that stuff, and the, not Washington Monument, but Mount Rushmore and all of that stuff. Those government programs where the workers, the Hoover Dam and all of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand. The government put people to work. It may have looked like the states were doing it, but they were doing it through the federal government. Those were government programs. That's why individuals were provided public housing through government housing projects. Remember, the projects weren't always the ghetto. Okay? The projects were places where individuals actually lived comfortable lives where the government took care of most of their necessities. Because the government, according to the New Deal, and this is part of the New Deal, if you don't believe me, let me show it to you again. Declaration of Emergency. This was part of the New Deal, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you remember March 9th, 1933, this is May. This was 2 months later. I got to find the Act of April. That's where they changed the currency. That's why they authorized the currencies in a certain number of bills. That's the other one I'm looking for. But May 12, 1933 is your stat that you're looking for. Sections 721, and I would actually pull up the actual stat, but section 721 and the congressional record and section 724, 724. Those are your friends. They talk about the necessities of life, and government has taken on the responsibility of providing for the necessities of life. Ladies and gentlemen, you're missing some necessities. This is not a privilege, it's a right, because government said you have that right. I hope I've given you all something to think about today. Hey, I gotta go. This is your boy, Redress Right. I ain't no boy no more, mother. Don't be calling me no boy, you mother. Call me a boy. Your mama's a boy. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, he's tired, and it's time for him to go get some nighty-night rest because he's got to get up early in the morning to go to a doctor's appointment. And right now, he's got to call those stupid individuals who provides his transportation to yell at them because they didn't call him just like he said they wouldn't. All right, got to go. Y'all take care. Adios.